guys know I really dislike the show What If, but parts of this certain episode that we're going to talk about really made me laugh, and I enjoyed them. And then I went back to hating the show again right after it was done. But yeah, this episode made me laugh. What am I talking about, you wonder? Well, if the title didn't clue it in, this will.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready!
Is that like a personal attack or something? Or...
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right,
it a lot.
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
Well. Here we are, ScreenRant.com. Apparently, MCU Phase 4Zs has to fix Captain Marvel after What If's insults. So, the shill access media is worried about What If doing damage to characters. Weren't they saying just a few short weeks ago when we complained about Tony Stark dying 3 times, every male character getting killed, every white character getting killed, them reducing Star-Lord, Chris Pratt, his Peter Quill character to a fucking joke, making T'Challa the bestest ever Star-Lord, where everybody's like, oh my god, Z's, you're fucking amazeballs, Star-Lord, you're so awesome, oh my god, you're so incredible, you're the bestest ever. No, but do that to one of the female Avengers and watch them weep, watch them cry foul, watch them say not fair, you have to fix this. No, they don't. There's no fixing this character. Ask Kelly Sue DeConnick, who ruined the fucking character in the comics. And through sheer fucking hubris said, if you don't, well, you know what, here, just watch the clip.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
Yeah, remember when Kelly Sue DeConnick was lamenting the downfall of American comics after telling people if they don't like her politics, don't buy her book? Yeah, Kelly, how's that working out for you? Probably as good as What If worked out for Catpan Mediocre. Like, they couldn't even make this character look feminine. They're like, just make her as unattractive and bitchy looking as possible. That is hideous artwork. Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 has to undo damage done to Captain Marvel in What If. After being voiced by Alexandra Daniels in What If, the live-action version of Carol Danvers, played by Brie Larson, will return in 2022's The Mehvels, which is a downgraded sequel because they knew they weren't going to match what they did the first movie because they didn't have Infinity War and Endgame to sandwich it in between to guarantee its success. So what did they do? They're like, we'll add Monica Rambeau and add that other worthless character. Oh yeah, Miss Marvel. And we'll make it a team-up sequel. How about that? That way, if it fails, we can blame everybody, not Brie. Brie can... Oh, so wait. Now, by their standards, this would be wrong. You would have to blame Brie Larson if the sequel doesn't do well because she's the only white character. You can't blame women of color for this. God, no. It can never be their fault. They're to be absolved of any blame if anything were to go wrong with the sequel and it failed to perform up to their standards.
Tom Cruise, thank you very much.
When Carol Danvers was introduced in 2019's Catpan Mediocre, Marvel Studios president Cuck Kevin Feige hailed her as the most powerful superhero in the MCU. Catpan Mediocre's origin story explained how she gained her cosmic powers from the Space Infinity Stone, and her heroic example in 1995 is what inspired Nick Fury to not only create the Avengers, but name the super team after Carol's U.S. Force Scouts. I know!
Are you fucking high?
The Avengers were named after Captain America, the first Avenger. Fuck you. Fuck your stupid retcons. No. The Avengers started with Captain America, not Catpan Mediocre.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him.
Shut the fuck up!
Against Thanos, Josh Brolin fans expected Catpan Mediocre would be a difference maker. They know people don't like her. They know the sycophants like her, but they know the people that spend money don't like her. And, oh, you're going to be like, well, my Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Because Marvel built it as this important stepping stone between Infinity War and Endgame, and it fucking was nothing. It was a nothing sandwich. Catpan Mediocre was off screen for most of Endgame, appearing only at the beginning and end of the film. When Catpan Mediocre finally fought Thanos, she wasn't the one who put an end to the Mad Titan. Although Danvers did annihilate Thanos' spaceship and help the Avengers toward their ultimate victory. Yeah, she did the fucking Holdo maneuver. However, Catpan Mediocre's role in What If didn't exactly show the cosmic dumpster fire in her best light. After Danvers made a brief cameo at the end of What If Episode 3, fans finally got to see her in action in Episode 8. What if Thor were an only child? Catpan Mediocre's battle with Thor was very entertaining as the two godlike heroes smashed each other across continents. Still, Danvers was summoned to stop Party Thor from inadvertently destroying the Earth, and she didn't accomplish her goal. Although Carol explained she held back using her powers. Instead, it was Thor's fear of his mother Frigga who finished what Catpan Mediocre couldn't. What If Episode 9 was an even more embarrassing performance by Catpan Mediocre, as she was quickly annihilated by Ultron, who easily withstood her full power thanks to the Infinity Stone. And it was hilarious to see that. It was so funny. Like, so now they're worried that they did damage to this character that nobody really gives a fuck about. This has to be one of the most satisfying scenes ever.
I can lift Thor's hammer, said Brie Larson.
And then Thor just sets it on her and the bitch is pinned to the ground. What If's 2 instances, Catpan Mediocre was called upon for her power and she didn't get the job done. Rather, Cadaver Danvers' limits were exposed. Thor showed Catpan Mediocre isn't worthy by pinning his hammer to Mjolnir on Catpan Mediocre's sunken chest to easily subdue her, while Ultron needed mere seconds to take her measure and destroy her utterly. Neither appearance by Catpan Mediocre showcased any experience or wisdom she gained from spending decades traveling the universe, first with the Kree Star Force, and then as a solo superhero righting wrongs. Well, that's because she's terrible, and really, like, she's just a terrible character that nobody really gives a shit about. This character has failed at every level. In print media, it's shite. Nobody wants it. I mean, the sales, or lack thereof, prove that. You know, the fact that the book has been... I'm sorry, you know, I whenever I say that, the weirdos and the sycophants get all riled up and they start throwing pizza rolls and Hot Pockets in their parents' basements and screeching that, you know, I'm just an incel. It's like, I'm married. I got a kid. Nah, nice try, though. These people they get so fucking mad. It's like, you cannot say anything bad about this character without riling up the piss brigade. So it's fucking hilarious. Instead, What If reduced Catpan Mediocre to someone who shows up in an emergency, throws punches but doesn't actually win fights when she needs to or solve the problem at hand. In Catpan Mediocre, Carol easily outclassed the Kree, but against beings of equal power like Thor and Ultron, Danvers didn't deliver results when there was a genuine world-threatening crisis. Since What If repeatedly proved that Catpan Mediocre's sheer power can be rendered irrelevant, it leaves fans to wonder then, what makes Catpan Mediocre special outside of her cosmic abilities?
Nothing. Nothing? Nothing.
Even in Shang-Chi, in The Legend of the 10 Nuva Rings, Catpan Mediocre was left puzzled by the 10 rings despite all of her intergalactic knowledge and experience. Well, you know, to invoke Shang-Chi, that was the worst post-credit scene in Marvel history. Next to the one in Infinity War with the Catpan Mediocre pager. It's like, honestly, they have so many characters that are more powerful than her. And yet this is what they go back to, you know, undoubtedly every time. And it just makes no sense. It literally makes no sense whatsoever why they're so hung up on this character other than that she's a female. That is the only reason. She's not a beloved character. She's not one of these celebrated characters that's been around forever. She's a relatively new and terrible intersectional feminist, like wet dream come true, which I don't even think they have wet dreams, but they're probably as wet as the Sahara. In the Marvels, Cadaver Danvers will be joined by Kamala Khan, a.k.a. Myth Marvel, who hero worships Catpan Mediocre. Yes, because that's how we really want to introduce new characters. It will be up to the Mythvels and any other surprise MCU Phase 4 guest appearances that Cadaver Danvers makes these to rehab Catpan Mediocre's image and reputation and prove that she's a her-o who is truly worthy of Kamala's adulation. So far, calling the two different versions of Catpan mediocre to stop multiversal crisis made her look ineffectual, thanks to What If. The main MCU needs to do better by
You've got to do better.
Catpan mediocre, because What If has sadly turned the first female superhero to headline an MCU movie into a bit of a joke. To be fair, we all thought the character was a fucking joke to begin with, and nobody gives a shit. Like, really. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think What If did damage to Catpan mediocre that wasn't already done by the actress herself, running her mouth like a moron, making ill-advised statements, singling out a major portion of your audience, and telling them that you don't care what they think when, you know, they're the ones that spend the money? I mean, this is Star Wars all over again, except it's Marvel, which is Marvel's new Star Wars now. It's going to start going that way. The audience that Marvel wants, the audience that Star Wars wants, doesn't exist. It doesn't. That audience doesn't spend money. And they're going to find that out in the law of diminishing returns. It's going to happen. You can't take the MCU, build it up for 12 years, make it awesome, and then just be like, okay, start throwing out the shit now, and expect people to keep buying it. There will be, because they're sycophants. They're like, oh my God, product, consume product, get excited for next product. That's what's going to happen here. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You see it before your eyes. Screen Rant is worried about Captain Marvel. And you know, this is funny because I've never seen them write another article in defense of a character that has been killed or beaten on What If or in any other medium like this. Not like this, not an article like this. And this is funny, like I said, because it really speaks to how insecure they are about this character. And you can say what you want about her movie, what it made. This is not a good movie. It's still the lowest rated MCU movie ever. The lowest rated MCU movie by fan approval ever. It is legitimately, objectively, a 5 out of 10 at best. This is a movie that was propped up on agenda, marketed on agenda and intersectionalism, executed poorly. The movie wasn't really woke. It was just bad. The marketing was woke. Everything they said surrounding the lead up to the movie was woke. The movie was not woke. It was just a bad movie with a lead actress who is not as talented as the Access shill media and Kevin Feige, who probably wants to fuck her, would like you to think. Ladies and gentlemen, if today is the day that I have earned your subscription, please push that shiny red button. Also, slap that like button for me. Do all the YouTube things. Share the video. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm full of shit and you don't like my opinion, it's your turn to say in the comments. I'm not going to delete. I'm going to read it. I might respond if I have time. But I definitely read every comment that's left on the videos. So I appreciate that. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to check the channel section on my channel to subscribe to all the wonderful creators who I support. I'm Tepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away, or go out like a chump with Mjolnir stuck on your chest.